This video is going to be a little bit different. I will not be using a camera like I normally do, and I wanted to take a moment to talk about a trip I recently took to Kansas with my wife for my birthday. So, I have been a big fan of penguins for, I would say, the majority of my life. They have been my favorite animal. And I wanted to go to Kansas to see the penguins. If that sentence doesn't make sense to you, I completely understand. But there's a park called Tanganyika. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. It's a wildlife park in Wichita, or close to Wichita, that has a lot of animal encounters, including an encounter where you get to swim with penguins. It's what they are very well known for. So this journey begins with us in Ohio, where I live, at a kind of sketchy gas station, because I needed to use the restroom before we got going, and I told my wife that I didn't need to use the restroom before we left the house, of course. So we stop at this pretty sketchy gas station, which is not pictured here. This is just a random gas station that Adobe gave me, but we stop at a random gas station, and I use this restroom. It's not the cleanest restroom, obviously. I mean, it's not a very nice gas station either. But the funniest thing to me, and I wish I had taken a picture of this, is that inside of the trash can in this restroom is an empty High Noon, like the seltzer, the alcoholic seltzer. And to me, that means one of two things. Either the employee drank a High Noon and threw it away in the bathroom, which I could see happening, or somebody chugged one and stole it, which I think is probably the more likely thing. But I thought it was hilarious that there was a High Noon in the bathroom. And I wanted to take a moment before we talk about the trip itself. For some reason, I'm kind of going in a weird order here, but talk about a restaurant place I went to in Kansas. So this is a picture, or in Kansas City, Missouri. This is a picture of the orange juice they gave us. This orange juice was insane. I've never seen a glass of orange juice this big. I didn't finish this drink. That is taller than the salt shaker. Or the sugar? Is that sugar? It's taller than the sugar shaker, which is crazy to me. And then they also gave us a huge pancake, a really good omelet. I loved my omelet, but that pancake was massive. That's what my wife ordered. And crazy to me, this place had a smoking section. So Ohio hasn't had smoking sections in years. I haven't seen one in forever. So this kind of caught me off guard. But the food was incredible. I wish I knew the name of the restaurant so I could shout them out, but it was really good. If you guys know the name of the restaurant, leave it in the comments. And this is a video of Toto entering Kansas. I bought a stuffed Toto along for the ride. These are just some shots from the trip. So there is a car abandoned on the side of the road, windmills for miles. I have never seen this many windmills. And then this is a picture of a bunch of hay bales in a field. I was trying to capture a picture of a plane. There was a guy flying a plane over this field. I'm assuming like a farmer using it for. I think they drop like moisture and stuff out of the plane. They drop water. Moisture is a weird way to put that, but I mean, this picture still came out well. So I'm not complaining. And then we eventually get to the hotel room after a 12-hour drive, and they folded our stuff in the bathroom. And that was really cool because I've never seen us. This is just a shot of me and my wife. This is the intro of her to the channel, which crazy because I just haven't brought her up much. For the first night, we ordered a hibachi, ordered from a hibachi place, and the food was solid. It wasn't amazing. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't we order barbecue? Because we planned on getting barbecue on the way back, and it did not work out because the line was insane. Then we get to the zoo, or wildlife park, or whatever you want to call it. They have hamsters, which is crazy, or not hamsters, guinea pigs. These are guinea pigs. This is a video of the guinea pig, and they are all in this little circle thing, or not all of them, but a majority of them. And I'm gonna zoom in for a second on this little guy. Look at him. Look at him. That's a baby guinea pig if I've ever seen it. So, fun fact about guinea pigs, they are not from Papua New Guinea. I don't know why the heck they're called guinea pigs. They are from the Andes Mountain in South America, specifically in Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador. This was a quick Google search, so I hope that's accurate. Look at this guy go. He is fast. They had a bunch of turtles here that I really enjoyed seeing. We got to feed a couple of them. These are just some other animals we got to see. The toucan, we immediately were talking about how good his cereal is. And then these are some of the red lemurs. This guy in the bottom left, I don't know what those are called, but they are so cool looking. And then there's an owl, which I don't understand why wildlife parks and zoos have owls. They're not super novel, and this owl probably shouldn't have been awake at this time of day, so I didn't love that. And then there's some bonobos on an island. So the island is just surrounded by water. And I don't think it's enough water that the bonobos couldn't escape if they wanted to, but that's besides the point. Then here's some pictures of some tigers we saw. That's an albino tiger just chilling in the water. This guy was just stretching out a lot. I love this little guy. He looked so comfortable. We got to see these monkeys right here. I posted a TikTok of them. It's the Colobos monkey, and this is the honey badger, and he is just eating a chunk of meat right now. I'm sorry about the vertical videos, guys. I'm still pretty new to YouTube, and I didn't consider the fact that this might get uploaded into a YouTube video. I think I was thinking more about like TikTok and everything, and that's the perfect format for TikTok. But this guy I just wanted to video because look at those claws, it's insane. These are the goats that you get to feed, which are pretty sick. And then these are just some other feeding things we got to do. So there's a giraffe, a hippo, and a bunny rabbit, which they were all incredible. The hippo was great. This is me feeding some tortoises, which I love tortoises. This is my wife with the rhino, which she loved this rhino. Her name was Monica, and she was a diva. That's me with the rhino, trying to pet it, but that's a big lady. And then these are the lemurs. So the lemurs, we got to feed them. You're not allowed to touch them because they are scent dominant. So they use those scents to understand which one of them is at the top of the like food chain, pretty much. And then there's the koi fish. My wife loved these koi fish, and just we came back twice to feed them because she just really liked feeding the fish. And some of these guys are massive. I don't know. There's the guy on the right hand side, an orange and white one that is just insanely big. I don't know if you can see him there. There's two turtles that just live with these koi fish, I guess. And this is a video of them climbing out of the water. And they wanted to get some of the tweets that had gotten dropped, but they are taking a long time, putting in a lot of effort just for these tweets. And it's kind of crazy. And then I think the turtles like lost them. I think this guy just found it, and then this guy might have just found it, but the turtles lost the treats for a second, and I thought they were going to go back in the water, but they put a lot of effort into getting like a pebble, which is sad, honestly. And then we have this river otter that I just wanted to video because of how fast he's zooming around. It's crazy how quick this guy is. Look at him. That is insane. I've never seen an otter swim that fast. I probably never will again, honestly. I think otters are just so adorable too. They're great. And then for the main event, we got to see the penguins. This is us in our wetsuits. I have never worn a wetsuit, and they are very hard to get on and harder to get off. This is us just with the penguins, so there were some cool things you were allowed to do. You were allowed to pet the penguins back as they swam by, which is already cool. But you could also cradle your arms, like you see in that left and right picture, and I guess the middle picture, because she is also cradling. And the penguin will just swim into your hand that's in the water, and then you can pet its back that way, which I thought was really cool. And then here's a video of the penguin biting me. I guess since I have a pretty colorful tattoo, penguins love colors, and that penguin kept swimming over and nibbling on my arm. It was insane. This kept happening. And then we were handed some toys to play with the penguins, which was really cool. Here's another picture of the penguin biting me and the shock on my wife's face. That's me holding another penguin, which this was so much fun, guys. I recommend it if you're a fan of penguins at all. This is a close up that the photographer got of the penguin, which I think is pretty cool. And then this is another picture of a penguin just swimming towards the photographer. This next one is my favorite, though. It looks like that penguin's taking a selfie. It's insane how well this lady took this picture. This is a very menacing picture of me holding this penguin. I don't understand what that face is about, but I promise I was having a lot of fun here. And then to finish off our Kansas trip, I went to a bridge. So I love bridges and I love taking pictures of bridges. And I don't know what that says about me, but this is a picture that my wife took of me taking a picture of the bridge. And then here are some pictures I took of the bridge. I am not a professional photographer and I suck at editing raw images. But this is the bridge from a like forward picture. That's maybe my favorite one. And then this is a very good picture in my opinion, but it might not have been edited the best. I think some of the colors might be a little off, but this is the statue with the bridge in the background. This statue is called the Keeper of the Plains, and it's a Native American statue that an artist did for Wichita. And then this is just another angle of that bridge. This is a door that's in like the base of that statue with a turtle on it, which I think is pretty sick. And then nearby there's a little troll underneath a grate, which was kind of hard to find. Honestly, we walked around for a while, but here's a closer up picture of him, and I think the detail is just amazing. It's like a stone troll. And then we went to a restaurant in Kansas City again on the way back. We had wanted to go to that barbecue place, but look at this Dollar Tree in front of the restaurant. This is crazy. And then we got a lemon blueberry um cornbread, which was really good. I was very impressed with the lemon blueberry cornbread. And then there's a picture of me in the bathroom, which this is not a very good outfit, but that's okay. I just wanted to show off how cool the mirror and the light and the sink and everything were. But that mirror is tilted down, which I am told makes it better for selfies. I don't know. And then my main meal was I got strawberry shortcake French toast, which was also incredible. If I can find the name of this restaurant, I'll put it over the video or something because I think it was really good. And then here's us leaving Kansas City. Now, this is an image that I made because I fell asleep while we were leaving Kansas. My wife was driving at the time, and I had wanted to take a picture of Toto in front of the leaving Kansas sign, and I didn't. So I threw a bunch of stock images together pretty much and took a picture of Toto leaving Kansas because I just wanted to say, we're not in Kansas anymore. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked this video, leave a like, comment if you've ever been to this wildlife park, if you've ever traveled to Kansas, or just if you have any input to give. I think this was an incredibly fun trip, and I hope to do more stuff like this in the future. Other than that, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. You know how it is. This is not what we normally talk about, but every so often it might be. So thank you guys for watching. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. And until next time, peace.